Finding the right senior care for yourself or a loved one can feel overwhelming. Discover how CarePatrol simplifies the process, saving you time and providing peace of mind by guiding you to the best care options.
I think the biggest mistake that people make is not looking for help soon enough and waiting until there's a crisis. Because if you look beforehand, you have a plethora of options in front of you. And if you wait until something happens, you have shrunk what is appropriate for you. And the other part is that as you age, we're all less able to adapt. We're still forming new pathways in our brain, but it's a little bit harder. It takes a little bit longer. We're a little bit more shy. And particularly for couples, for example, I see a lot of people wait until one of the spouses passes away and then the other one moves into the communities. Whereas if they had both moved into the community beforehand and forged some of those friendships, I think the surviving spouse does better having those relationships already built in rather than changing yet again. Care Patrol was founded in 1993. We are a social work based model because we were founded by a social worker. So, what we do is meet with families, help them determine what type of care that their loved one or themselves need. And then we help them find the appropriate place that best suits their needs based on what types of things they need help with, what kind of social activities they're looking for, budget, and geographic location. So we are similar to a real estate agent. Rather than working for just one of the communities that are in your local area, we work with all of the communities. So you don't spend hours Googling something, oh, does this match my care level? What about my finances? And getting all of the runaround from salespeople or the non answers, which are typically the don't worry about a budget. Why don't you just come in and we'll talk? So we take all of the guesswork out of that. And by the time we're done, we have a very small list of communities that we feel would be appropriate for your loved one based on their care needs, their budget, the geographic location, and then their social aspects and the things that they like to do. So we really filter out a lot of the fluff, if you will, so you don't waste as much of your own time. We're a little bit of a buffer between yourself or your loved one and the salesperson. So what makes us a little bit different, and you hit perfectly on it, is we are local and we're extremely hands-on. Some of the placement agencies are just a call center. All they do is take your information and sell it to the communities, essentially. We don't do that. So from the time you start working with us, we are your main point of contact. The communities are not gonna be calling you until you say it's okay, or after a tour, they're gonna be talking to us. I've lived here in the community for 20 years. I've been working in senior care for 11, so I know all of the folks individually and personally, and that tends to make a little bit of a difference as well. And then I know pretty quickly when anything has changed. If there's a new licensure in town, someone can now take Medicaid that couldn't take it before. So we want to make sure that the senior is safe in whichever environment will be most appropriate for them. And we also want them to be as independent as possible with the least amount of restrictions.
Sudden Nova, sponsored by Topeka Auto Glass and Home Instead.